of a regressive phase, or he might just pick up a baseball bat and hit his head over the head repeatedly until he has bloody sores and he's not able to properly use the English language. And then he'll call randomly different 503-288-4442 numbers, calling access TV shows, trying to feel important because, wow, that's his way. He can get his 15 minutes of fame. That's a way he can get a little bit of attention. I know you said we have a phone call in there. All right, go ahead and let that next phone call through. Hopefully we have a brain cell that is firing properly. Hello, caller.
Yeah, you should tell
Hello, caller. Hey, yeah, I should tell my screeners to start recognizing the voice. Thank you very much. I will tell my screeners to start recognizing the voice that calls in. Number 45, a Chinese rating house has accused the United States of defaulting on its massive debt. State media said Friday, a day after Beijing urged Washington to put its fiscal house in order. In our opinion, the United States has already been defaulting. According to the Chinese bank, the Dong Global Credit Rating Company. And again, gentlemen, that is graphic number 4545. Washington has already defaulted on its loans by allowing the dollar to weaken against other currencies, eroding the wealth of creditors, including China. The U.S. government will run out of room to spend more on August 2nd unless Congress bumps up the borrowing limit beyond $14.29 trillion. There was a big announcement this week pertaining to solar flares. The biggest solar flare in 5 years. Biggest solar flare since 2006 took place. Massive amounts of solar activity, solar flares emitted, as you can see here in the image, from the sun and actually fell back on itself. It did not directly hit the earth, but there were lots of power outages. Detroit, Canada, other places. There was a 4.5 earthquake in California. Strange weather taking place. So this is what we saw in the last week. There's also been an announcement that it could cripple the Earth's technological infrastructure. There's been some reports of internet issues, issues with text messaging, cell phones. So we're already starting to see some complications with satellite technology as a result of this. Graphic number 49. Hillary Clinton wants to quit to run the World Bank. A source told Reuters that Mr. Obama supported her taking the helm at the World Bank. On the topic of Obama, for those of you that are Obama fans and generally believe that he's different than Bush, you can now celebrate today because Henry Kissinger, again, supports Barack Obama's performance. Not only that, he believes that Barack Obama's ideas mirror his own ideas. And you, of course, can watch that CNN clip by typing in Obama and Kissinger today. I woke up and saw it about 10 o'clock. So for those of you that believe there's a difference, remember, war criminal Kissinger that brought China up to where it is today in that secret meeting with Nixon in 1973, he likes what the man is doing. So don't think you don't like Kissinger. You do like Kissinger. You do like the establishment. You do like Soros. If you're in this box and thinking because he's a minority, perhaps there could be some freedom. We could see some, release the chains a little bit. They're on our wrists and ankles. Just no, it doesn't work that way. MEP bloodied sneaking into Bilderberg Hotel on the top of politics. In the next article, we've got a guy that was talking with Daniel Esterlin. And we'll get that clip ready. But he was talking with Daniel Esterlin last week about the Bilderberg Group, and he is a MEP from Italy, and he actually tried to get into the Bilderberg Group, and his nose was bloodied by security there, and the Swiss police said it's not in their jurisdiction, it's not their job to worry about what private security does. So obviously. That's taking place there. So, Bill, go ahead and roll that clip. This is Luke Kradowski.
This is Luke Kradowski in St. Moritz, Switzerland. Covering the Bilderberg Group, and things are getting pretty ridiculous here.
Don't have a problem. You stop the camera.
But what's the problem?
Stop the camera.
I don't have to stop the camera.
You come now. You have. Don't stop the camera.
I don't have to stop. Don't touch my camera. I'm an American journalist.
I touch the camera.
Don't touch me.
When you stay in America, you have a bigger problem with the police.
No, I don't.
Okay.
In America, we have no problems with the police. We have actually more rights.
Stop the camera now. It's a problem.
No, it's not.
We can speak normally.
Yeah, we can speak normally, but this needs to be documented for legal proof.
You must not document it.
Yeah, it has to be documented. documented in the court of law.
You can stay there, on this side, in the yellow corner.
Right.
And when you stay here, they say the police that you don't stay here. Okay?
All right.
Okay. Then you can go there. Bye. I say this one time, and after the time, then we go in the office. And then you stay.
If you want to violate my rights,
and then you stay not in this area. Okay.
If you want to do that, and violate my rights.
From this country, we can make this. Okay. You have understand? Thank you. Bye.
You do what you got to do. I'll do what I got to do. Not only did they try to arrest me for filming here, the police have also blocked off an entire public street, set up more walls, arrested 2 people, called in a bomb threat, and are now confiscating people's video cameras.
Yeah, there was a bomb threat that was
so what
called
happened
in.
to you guys?
You meet the cops or the security guys with the dogs, and
then
they were start
we'll
running
come back
because
we're short on time, but right after this, actually the police were following Luke Rudkowski away from where the Bilderberg meeting was held. Okay, we're going to blast this really quick because we're short on time. Number 52 in Greek port, storm brews over Chinese-run labor. Again, they're working 8 hours a day. No toilet breaks. The future is here. The Chinese employing Europeans and treating them basically like dirt. And already Greece has been brought to its knees. The men and women are being brought to their knees, being put into the position. And so we are seeing how they are being treated by the communist Chinese that treat the Chinese quite a bit better than them. And we're going to see more stories like this pop up in the United States very, very soon. And so you're going to have to read more about this on the internet, but also pertaining to China. China has they are now genetically modifying cows to produce human breast milk. Chinese scientists have genetically modified dairy cows to produce human breast milk and hope to be selling it in supermarkets within 3 years. The transgenic herd of 300, and that's graphic number 3, gentlemen, was bred by inserting human genes in cloned cow embryos, which were then implanted into cows. The technology used was similar to that used to produce Dolly the sheep, the first mammal to be cloned by scientists in Scotland. Workers at the university's dairy farm have already tasted the milk and said it is sweeter and stronger than the bovine variety. Okay, so we are confident that our caller is not the same caller, yes? We're well confident of that fact? Hello, caller. Gentlemen, hello, caller.
Again, jackass.
Okay, all right. All right, number 54. Nuclear fuel has melted through base of Fukushima plant. The nuclear fuel in 3 of the reactors. The Fukushima plant has melted through the base of the pressure vessels. It's pulling in the outer containment vessels, according to a report by the Japanese government. The findings of the report, which have been given to the International Atomic Energy Agency, were revealed by the Yomiuri newspaper, which describes a melt-through as being far worse than a core meltdown, the worst possibility in a nuclear accident. In the next headline, the question from the San Francisco Bay View is this. This is the headline. Is the increase in baby deaths in the Pacific Northwest due to the Fukushima fallout? Apparently, there's been an increase in baby deaths. According to the CDC, mortality weekly report indicates that 8 cities in the Northwest, Boise, Idaho, Seattle, Washington, Portland, Oregon, plus the Northern California cities of Santa Cruz, Sacramento, San Francisco, San Jose, and Berkeley report an increase in data on deaths among those younger than 1 year of age. Greenpeace called on Japan on Thursday to evacuate children and pregnant women from a town about 40 miles from Fukushima. Number 56, U.S. intensifying secret campaign of Yemen airstrikes. And Alex, I want you to get the video ready. And that would be track number 1. U.S. intensifying secret campaign of Yemen airstrikes. The acceleration of the American campaign in recent weeks comes amid a violent conflict in Yemen that has left the government in Sana'a, a U.S. ally, struggling to cling to power. And so what we have here is the mainstream media saying, hey, look, we have to go support all these revolutionaries in Libya, yeah, and get involved all over the world, policing the world. At the same time, they're involved in protecting certain monarchs, protecting certain empires, correct. And so they're definitely playing both sides. We are now out of time tonight. We hope some of the people watching the show got some piece of information that hopefully was helpful. If you do appreciate this show, if you do want to contribute to the show, if you do want to see more shows like this get produced, certainly don't feel shy about supporting the show and contacting the show. 503-288-4442 is the number to call, but of course we're out of time, so we will actually go ahead and, I hear sounds for some reason. We will go ahead and take some of your phone calls next week. We've got a lot more things to talk about then. And again, I hope everybody keeps their spirits up as we go through all of this and as we experience a variety of zombies and jackasses out there that are in one level of reality. We should not let those people, and I'm talking to a lot of you out there, a lot of you out there are treated like dogs in garbage when you start to step outside the box and think differently than some of your peers. So it's more important that you start shining your own light instead of worrying about what other people are doing, because every day, every week, every month, I'm always hearing from someone out there that is still in the prison of what other people think about them and what would happen if they were to step outside the box. So if you truly want to be free, there's a certain responsibility that comes with that, and that's being responsible for our own emotional maturity to deal with some of those naysayers and some of those, as some would call, haters that just don't like someone with an opinion. We will be back next week. You can go ahead and roll the video if it's ready. We will go out tonight to Muse Uprising. Till next week, I'm Alex Hanser, reminding you the path to the ultimate place of truth and power still lies within. Take care. Track number 1. Roll it when ready. And we got Brzezinski. Yeah, we're going to go after the Brzezinski video, after it by a minute. But good night, guys.
Face still yet another novel reality, in some respects unprecedented. And it is that while the lethality of their power is greater than ever, their capacity to impose control over the politically awakened masses of the world is at a historical low. I once put it rather pungently, and I was flattered that the British Foreign Secretary repeated this, as follows. Namely, in earlier times, it was easier to control 1 million people, literally. It was easier to control 1 million people than physically to kill 1 million people. Today, it is infinitely easier to kill 1 million people than to control 1 million people. It is easier to kill than to control.